Hey there, wonderful listeners. Welcome back to English Easy Listening, the podcast where we improve our English while tackling life-changing topics. I'm your host, Emma, and today, oh my goodness, we're diving into something that probably affects every single person listening right now. In fact, I had to put my own phone in another room just to record this episode without checking it. Have you ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media when you should be sleeping? Or maybe you felt that little panic when you can't find your phone for 5 minutes? Don't worry, you're definitely not alone. Today we're exploring the fascinating and slightly terrifying world of social media addiction. But this isn't just another lecture telling you that phones are bad. No, we're going to understand the science behind why our brains get hooked, how it affects our daily lives, and most importantly, practical ways to break free and find balance again. So, whether you're listening while commuting, cooking, or, yes, even scrolling on your phone right now, I promise this episode might just change your relationship with technology forever. Before we dive deep, let me share something personal. Last month, I found myself staying up until 2 a.m. watching cooking videos I'll never actually make. The next morning, I felt exhausted, unproductive, and honestly, a bit ashamed. Has something like this happened to you? This experience made me wonder what's actually happening in our brains when we can't seem to put our phones down. So let's start with some eye-opening statistics. Did you know that the average person touches their phone, wait for it, 2,617 times per day? That's right. Every few seconds, our hands automatically reach for our devices. And globally, people are spending around 7 hours daily on their phones. In the US, it's 7-8 hours, in India about 7.5 hours, and South Korea tops the chart with a shocking 8 hours daily. Just imagine what you could do with 7 extra hours every day. That's enough time to learn a new language, start a business, or actually have that workout routine you've been postponing forever. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening to our brains. When we get a notification, a like, a comment, a message, our brain releases dopamine. It's the same chemical that's released when we eat something delicious or accomplish a goal. Essentially, social media hacks our brain's reward system. And here's where it gets interesting. Unlike traditional activities that give us dopamine after effort, like finishing a project or exercising, social media gives us instant, effortless dopamine hits. That's why scrolling through TikTok for an hour feels easier than reading a book for 20 minutes, even though the book might bring more lasting satisfaction. What's even more fascinating is that social media platforms are specifically designed to be addictive. Those pull-to-refresh features, they work just like slot machines, creating that gambling-like anticipation of what will I see next. And the endless scroll feature means there's never a natural stopping point. Have you noticed how the next video starts automatically before you can even decide if you want to continue watching? This isn't an accident. Teams of psychologists, data scientists, and engineers work tirelessly to keep us engaged for as long as possible. Remember, if something is free, you are the product, or more specifically, your attention is the product being sold to advertisers. So what does this social media addiction actually do to our lives? Well, beyond just stealing our time, it impacts nearly everything. First, our productivity plummets. Studies show that after being interrupted by a notification, it takes about 23 minutes to fully regain focus. If you're getting notifications every few minutes, imagine how fragmented your concentration becomes. Our mental health suffers too. Constantly comparing ourselves to the highlight reels of others can trigger feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and depression. Remember, people only show their best moments online, not their struggles, failures, or ordinary days. Even our physical health is affected. The blue light from screens disrupts our sleep patterns, and those hours of scrolling often replace physical activity. Not to mention the neck strain from looking down at our phones. There's even a term for it now, tech neck. But perhaps the most concerning impact is on our relationships. How many times have you been with friends or family, but everyone is half present, glancing at their phones? There's actually a term for this. Phubbing. Snubbing someone by looking at your phone instead of engaging with them. I was at dinner with friends last week, and I noticed we all had our phones face up on the table, like little digital guests waiting to interrupt our conversation at any moment. It makes me wonder what meaningful connections we might be missing while we're busy checking what strangers are doing online. Now, I don't want this to feel overwhelming or judgmental. The truth is, we're all navigating this relatively new digital landscape together. Most of us didn't grow up with smartphones glued to our hands, and we're learning as we go. So, let's talk about solutions. practical ways to regain control without having to throw your phone into the ocean. Though I've definitely considered that option a few times. First, awareness is crucial. Many of us don't even realize how much time we're spending on social media. Right now, if you can, check your screen time stats on your phone. Go to Settings, then Screen Time or Digital Wellbeing. Are you surprised by what you see? Most people are. Next, let's talk about notification management. Every notification is designed to pull you back into the app. Try this experiment. Turn off all non-essential notifications for just 48 hours. No social media pings, no news alerts, just calls and messages from actual humans who need to reach you. The first few hours might feel uncomfortable, even anxious, but soon you'll likely feel a new sense of calm and focus. Another powerful strategy is creating phone-free zones in your life. This could be physical spaces like your bedroom or dining table, or time periods, like the first hour after waking up or the hour before bed. These boundaries help your brain understand that life exists beyond the screen. Here's a strategy that's been game-changing for me personally. The 5-second rule. Whenever you feel the urge to check social media, count backward from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then ask yourself, do I really need to check this right now, or is it just a habit? This tiny pause creates awareness and gives you the chance to make a conscious choice rather than following an automatic impulse. Setting time limits is also incredibly effective. Most smartphones now have features that allow you to set daily time limits for specific apps. Start with whatever feels manageable, maybe 1 hour of social media per day, and gradually reduce it. When you hit your limit, the app will remind you, creating another moment of awareness. But here's what I think is most important. We need to fill the void with something meaningful. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does human attention. If you simply try to use social media less without replacing that time with something fulfilling, you'll likely slide back into old habits. So, what could you do instead? Rediscover old hobbies or find new ones. Read those books that have been sitting on your shelf. Call a friend instead of just liking their photos. Go for a walk without your phone, or at least with it in airplane mode. Cook a meal without following a recipe. Write in a journal. The possibilities are endless. Let me share a story that really illustrates the impact these changes can have. I recently spoke with a listener, Michael, who decided to do a 30-day social media detox. For the first 3 days, he felt anxious and kept reaching for his phone out of habit. By day 7, he noticed he was sleeping better and feeling less stressed. By the end of the month, he had read 4 books, reconnected with old friends through actual conversations, and even started a small side business he'd been putting off for years. When he eventually returned to social media, he did so with new boundaries and awareness. He deleted most apps from his phone, only checking them on his computer at specific times. He described it as going from feeling controlled by social media to being in control of it. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone needs to delete all their social media accounts. These platforms can be valuable for staying connected, finding information, and even learning new things, like improving your English by listening to this podcast. The goal isn't elimination, it's intentionality. Think about it this way. Social media should be a tool that serves your life goals, not something that distracts you from them. Just like we wouldn't let a hammer or screwdriver control our day, we shouldn't let these digital tools dictate how we spend our precious time. As we wrap up today's episode, I'd like to leave you with a thought exercise. Imagine you're at the end of your life, looking back on how you spent your days. Would you wish you had watched more YouTube videos or scrolled through more Instagram posts? Or would you wish you had been more present with loved ones, pursued more of your passions, or simply enjoyed more moments of peace? Time is our most precious resource, the one thing we can never get more of. Every minute spent mindlessly scrolling is a minute we'll never get back. That doesn't mean we should never use social media, but it does mean we should use it consciously, intentionally, and in service of the life we truly want to live. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one small change from what we've discussed today. Maybe it's turning off notifications, setting a time limit, or creating a phone-free zone in your home. Try it for just 1 week and notice how it affects your mood, your focus, and your overall sense of well-being. And if you feel comfortable, share your experience in the comments below this video. Your journey might inspire someone else to make a positive change in their relationship with technology. That's all for today's episode of English Easy Listening. I hope this conversation has given you some food for thought, along with some new English vocabulary around technology, psychology, and well-being. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Small changes can lead to big results over time. Until next week, This is Emma reminding you that your life happens beyond the screen. Take care, be present, and keep improving your English. Oh, and if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with friends who might benefit from it. And hey, maybe share it later, after you've finished whatever real-life activity you're about to go enjoy.